I think the ideal neighborhood is a place where there's a culture of understanding around what it means to be a neighbor.
What makes a neighborhood is the people.
The feeling of home. The feeling that you get people's back and people get your back.
Our well-being is tied to everyone else's well-being.
And it works on a personal level, on a business level, on all levels right here in West Philly.
UCD is a place where people gather to experiment, whether it's in a lab with a hypothesis and a radical, notion of what's possible. This is the kind of place where people come to shoot their shot and to understand that there is no positive change without significant investment in innovative avant-garde approaches and powerful partnerships.
I got a homebrew kit in 2016, brewed an Irish red ale.
I tasted it and I was like, oh, okay, you made beer. That's pretty cool.
I was a student at University of the Sciences, and after graduation, I worked at Penn as a scientist. And that's when I met Yasser.
I was a sous chef at Rock School, and before that, I was a chef associate at Park.
We met the old-fashioned way in a bar right here in University City.
Yep.
When I started out with Grant Blvd, I really wanted to do something that was wild. I wanted to change the conversation about fashion in North America. And we did that. First Black-owned B Corp in the fashion space in North America.
We joined the Philly Homebrew Club. I tried to learn more about how to brew, and the more we looked into the beer industry and saw like there weren't a lot of Black breweries and Black brewers, and there was never one here in Philly.
We were dating there for like a couple of months now.
The location of Renata 1 opened up, and I said, here you go, chef, boyfriend, guy.
It was like a text message.
Do
It wasn't
it.
even, there you go, it's like a text message. And so I text her back, I'm in if you're in.
Grant Blvd has been really, I think, a community space for so many small businesses in the city. We've gathered close to 100 small businesses over the course of the last 3 years through pop-up shops and marketplaces. We've also partnered with nonprofits in the city like West Philadelphia Skills Initiative, a team of people who are committed and kind and forward-thinking and courageous.
We just started home brewing, mostly at my house, in my kitchen until my wife said, you guys gotta get that out of here. We moved to the backyard, self-distributing until we realized that, us moving kegs was probably too much.
Our first location, Cafe Rado, was on 43rd and Spruce.
Kate did the whole chalkboard.
I spelled chicken wrong with
Chicken-
chalk markers.
Within like 6 months, we had like a line at the door.
Our menu and the cuisine, it's always been a little bit of a love letter to all of the places that Yasser's called home, or even the places he'd wish to call home. Cuban food, Spanish and French cuisine, Palestinian cuisine, of course, American food.
We're from West Philadelphia. We grew up probably, about a mile that way.
51st and Catherine.
Yeah, 51st and Catherine, to be exact. We were very intentional about where we wanted our first brick and mortar to be.
I think about the opportunities that businesses have when they are super intentional to call people into a personal reflection and then to inspire them to action.
Representation matters.
There's no other Black-owned and operated brewery in the state.
We're doing this out of passion. We're not doing it to be the first, but there has to be a first.
I don't spend too much time thinking about that. It's an honor and it's a sense of pride, and maybe one day we'll get one of those blue and yellow signs. That would be really awesome. But we're just focused on working and making this as big as we think that it could be.
I'm Palestinian. I was born in Israel. The neighborhood accepted that. My kitchen staff is multinational, South American, Sub-Saharan African. Try to be open to everybody.
We're Liberian and Jamaican descent. So I was actually born in Liberia. I came to this country when I was 7 years old. And the immigrant story is just so unique and special, how people come to this country and they're in survival mode and they take risks and they figure it out. There's a whole culture of immigrants in this city that I don't think mainstream Philadelphia really knows and understands, and we're trying to bring that here.
What does it mean for a business to sit at the intersection of what was and plans for what might be?
Somebody opened the door for me, and it's my obligation to do the same thing. I wish I had a bigger door.
There is this palpable energy to UCD. And when I walk through UCD, I see people from all over the world charged by that energy and all trying to figure out how to make their contribution.
There was never once that we needed the community, and it didn't show up organically.
In a city that's pretty poor, we hope that we could be a light for the youth in this city to look at us and say, okay, that's positive. They did something I've never seen before. I'd like to try to do something similar.
I think in a lot of ways, Renata is a reflection of the community. University City lends itself to innovation and creativity. We're all working, making something from nothing, all putting something together that's a little bit bigger than ourselves.
The same kind of innovation that we want in cancer research needs to happen in business development. Grant Blvd is a story about the common good, and it's an invitation to invest more in the short term for the solutions that are going to pay off in the long term. One way that we can make that very clear is through just pulling the thread of a textile that creates a living wage job for someone who is ultimately our neighbor.